What is good, everybody? It's your boy D Nice with I2G Hip Hop back at it, doing something a little bit different on this particular video episode of I2G Hip Hop. We are doing a preview pod on the new Ice Cube album, Man Down, that will be dropping in actually less than 48 hours on this Friday, the 22nd. Before we get into it, though, like, comment, subscribe at I2G Hip Hop, the letter I, the number 2, the letter G, Hip Hop, and also the website www.illuminati2g.com. That is the word Illuminati, the number 2, the letter G.com. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, we're going to get into the track listing, and then we will get also talk about the producers on each of the tracks, and then just kind of give a couple bullet points of what I think this album will be. We'll also be doing this for the new Snoop Dogg album that will be coming out in December, which is executive produced by Dr. Dre, entitled Missionary. But let's get right into it. First track, Rollin' at Twilight, produced by Cassius J and Elon DeAndre Brown. It's My Ego, that was the first single that dropped, doing really well on radio. Video has done well, online as well, produced by the mighty EA Ski. We've got So Sensitive, produced by T Mix. She's Sanctified. So Sensitive is the third single that dropped from that. That just dropped a couple days, or last week actually. She's Sanctified. This is the Mount Westmore track with Snoop, E40, Too Short, and also October London. That's produced by T Mix. Not Like Them, produced by Knox. 5150, produced by Big Vaughn. No Cap, featuring K Major, Ishan, and Mike Epps, produced by Zaytoven, also co-produced by Mike Epps. Three Little Piggies, produced by Policy Kings. Ghetto Story, produced by T Mix. Facts, this is a track that I am really looking forward to. Facts featuring JD of the Lynch Mob. For our OG fans out there, Lynch Mob came out with the absolute classic in my mind, Gorillas in the Mist, back in the early 90s. JD had went and did some jail time for a long period of time, was released. It's about 2 years now, so this is really kind of the first official track that Cube and JD have done since like the Gorillas in the Mist album. So super looking forward to that. Another track I'm looking forward to here, there's really 4 of them on here. Fighting for My Life in Paradise, featuring Corrupt. The track, just going back, Facts is produced by Decades. Fighting for My Life in Paradise, featuring Corrupt. To my knowledge, Cube and Corrupt, I know definitely on the album standpoint, have never been on each other's album, which is kind of crazy. I love Dog Pound, West Side Connection collabs. They always come out really dope. So definitely looking forward to this. I believe Corrupt and Ice Cube are on a track on Black Tie, aka Tyrese's mixtape. Might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they had a track together. But that's the only one of memory that I can think of. Again, this is produced by David Banner. Let's Get Money Together, featuring Be Real of Cypress Hill. Again, another one that's never been on each other's albums. There was at one time that was completely squashed. Anyone that knows me knows. As far as maybe only second to Tupac, and Ice Cube and Tupac kind of switched and changed as far as my favorite artists of all time. Cypress Hill is my favorite group of all time. They did West Side Connection, Ice Cube, and Cypress Hill did have some issues back in the past, but did a track on with Shaquille O'Neal, and had squashed everything as far as that beef. So definitely super excited to see them working. Song is produced by Decades. Cube was also on the last Soul Assassins Death Valley album. So dump on him, that track, which was super dope to see him back with Muggs. I'm a Burn Rubber, produced by Decades, Especially You, produced by Ice Cube. Break the Mirror is another one I'm also definitely looking forward to, featuring Exhibit. Again, to my knowledge, the Live from LA show, there was a track with Cube, Snoop, produced by DJ Quick, and Exhibit. So this will be the first time, but again, neither have been on each other's albums. So again, we have Corrupt, Exhibit, Be Real, all on an Ice Cube record. So this is definitely has a West Coast feel and West Coast family kind of element going on. This album, or this song, is produced by Samuel Elliott and Big Von. Talking about these rappers, produced by Little John and Young Slade. Scary Movie, produced by Hallway Productions. Take Me to Your Leader, produced by David Banner. And then the third single that is also dropped is Egomaniacs, the remix, featuring Killer Mike and Busta Rhymes. Absolutely love this track, produced by my almighty EA Ski. So let's get into a couple bullet points, just so I think, a preview of just my thoughts on this again. My thoughts and opinions on here are of I2G Hip Hop and I2G Hip Hop only. So, first and foremost, I love the diversity that Cube has on this album as far as producers. I like the fact that T-Mix is on here on 3 tracks. T-Mix did a lot of work with 8Ball and MJG, Tony Draper. A lot of people have criticized Cube in the past for a lot of his more recent singles and production being kind of more that southern bounce. I've heard people even kind of overly generalize it and say, Cube doesn't sound good on southern beats. That could be so much farther from the truth. So in seeing T-Mix on this, I kind of think vibe-wise and how you would hear it. Like, I love the song Hood Robin that he did, Good Cop, Bad Cop. Hood Robin was on I Am the West. Good Cop, Bad Cop was on his last album, Everything's Corrupt. Just a dope producer. He's done things with Joe. Love all of Cube's guest appearances and his production work that Joe did for him on the War Disc. Stuff with Mike Dean as well over the years. I don't know if he's worked with Beto, or I'm sure Mr. Lee. Rap A Lot production crew. Those guys are top 5 all time as far as record labels production crew over the years. Incredible production. And so it kind of has that West Coast sound, but also it's kind of a little bit more heavy on the bass. So you can say maybe you don't like him on Crunk Records. A lot of people are going to be looking at that Little John track and be kind of interested to hear how that production is. But Lil Jon did 3 records on Laugh Now, Cry Later, and they were all pretty big records. Both the songs that he did with Snoop, Go to Church, and it's escaping me the name of the other track that was on the project. But Lil Jon has done a lot of great singles with Ice Cube. So it's really, to me, it's not the fact that he's working with Southern producers. It's the sound of the track. That was a Real Nigga Roll Call that Cube was on. That was on Kings of Crunk album for Lil Jon. But Go to Church, a great track. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing all of those tracks. The album as itself in the whole, as a whole. Which gets into my second bullet point. Again, the features. Great to see him working with JD of the Lynch Mob. Love to see more from them. I saw all of my nutsack on Gorillas in the Mist. The whole album. Cube was kind of sprinkled all over that project. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Fighting for My Life in Paradise. Corrupt had said he originally had sent over a verse to Cube. Cube had sent it back and says, would like you to kind of rework that verse for the album, and that let Corrupt know, okay, I need to bring my A game for this particular track that's going to be on Cube's album. So, two lyrical beasts over the years and staples in the West Coast hip hop scene. So, definitely looking forward to seeing what they cook up. And obviously, let's get money together. Be Real, Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill, started in the game, and we're very close with Ice Cube. DJ Muggs talked about on interview a lot of interchangeable beats that Muggs produced. A lot of them used for Cypress were beats that he turned down during kind of that Lethal Injection. Well, he didn't do anything on Lethal Injection, but it'd be the Predator. The Predator album. For example, Jump Around was originally meant for Ice Cube, and House of Pain ended up going with the beat. He didn't really like it. Lick a Shot was originally for the Predator. I believe there's a few other tracks as well that ended up, Cube went with it, didn't work for Cypress, and vice versa. So they've always, over the years, have been very, very close as far as, working and collaborating together. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I would love, and I've even said this to DJ Muggs in the interview, I would love a whole album, like a versus album, with Cube and Muggs, take care of all of the production. He was not, with this album, he did not do any beats, but David Banner also has 2 tracks. T-Mix has 3. Decades, which leads to another bullet point for me as far as producers. Cube always kind of uses some underground producers on a lot of his projects. Hallway Productions got a lot of their start with Cube on the Raw Footage album. They produced almost that entire album. From Cube. They only have 1 track on this, but Decades, his production on a few other projects. So definitely looking forward to hearing that. EA Ski worked with Cube, years back, but has worked more on a lot of his more recent albums, especially I Am the West, and he, they got a gem of a hit record there with the Ego, It's My Ego, and then the Egomaniacs remix. So I think the album, from a sound standpoint, is going to be very, very West Coast. If I had to compare it to some of his other albums, just off of the singles that I've heard, I think it's going to be kind of that, I Am the West, maybe Raw Footage type production. And I'm hoping a little kind of a war disc, war album type of kind of that dark, but bass heavy production from Cube. Lyrically, we talked about, and we posted that on Illuminati2G.com, kind of the concept of the album, and it's about the man, and as men, how we are viewed in society, how we operate in society, how that has kind of changed over the years, kind of gender roles. So it's going to be very kind of direct and in your face. And I've always have said with Ice Cube, when he has, whether it's something political or a social commentary that he wants to speak on, that's when he is at his apex and at his height musically. He's made the radio friendly records, he's made the club records. He's undeniable at this point. The man can drop an album anytime he wants. He can retire anytime he wants. He's a, music mogul. He's a producer. He's a movie director. He's a owner of a basketball organization. So, or a co-owner, or however the management works with that. But a lot of people have asked, well, what is 50 something Ice Cube have to say in 2024? And I think it's going to answer a lot of questions with this particular project. But definitely looking forward to it. Again, we're about less than 48 hours away from it dropping. But again, just definitely looking forward to it. Policy Kings, as well, Cassius J, Elon, DeAndre Brown. A lot of maybe not household names as far as producers, but just definitely looking forward to it. And my last bullet point, the Egomaniacs remix. Urge everybody to check that out. Ice Cube is one of the underrated MCs when it comes to remixes. I love his remixes over the years. You have the Check Yourself with DOS Effects. He always kind of, if he keeps the same beat, he loves to put other rappers, and he always does it where it's rappers from other coasts. Gangsta Rap made me do it. One of my all-time favorite remixes from Cube with Scarface and Nas. I was kind of disappointed it wasn't on the retail version. It's floating around in YouTube. You can check it out. Brad Jordan, aka Scarface, completely blacked out on that track. Nas had a dope verse as well. Like I said, Check Yourself remix with DOS Effects. He's had, this Egomaniacs track, another one. Killer Mike absolutely murdered his verse. His cadence and flow, I've always thought is kind of a southern Ice Cube, with that Atlanta, Georgia twist to it. And Busta Rhymes absolutely murdered his verse as well. So, like I said, Cube over the years, another one on the Players Club, the We Be Clubbing with DMX, another great track as well. So, looking forward to it. It's a lot of diversity I can see just from the track list itself, but I'm hoping it sounds very cohesive. Like I said, just gut feeling. I really think the production is going to carry this project. It's going to be one of his better produced albums that he's had here within the last 10 to 15 years. So urge everybody to pick it up wherever DSP, digitally streaming platforms pick it up. He is doing hard copies. I know he's doing copies as well, autograph copies. You can get on icecube.com. However you consume your music, make sure to consume it with the big OG Ice Cube. Again, like I said, one of my all-time favorite rappers of all time, and it's really not even close. I'm definitely was a little skeptical at first when I first heard, that he was dropping the album. Everything's Corrupt was all right, but it had, massive delays between the first single and then it actually dropping. So, but this, he was, right on point with it. The video, the single, said when it was going to drop. Really seems like he's in a good headspace musically and, putting out music right now. So, I'm definitely looking forward to the album. I'd love to see it, do some great numbers first week and moving forward. Again, we're going to do another preview show here probably tomorrow or Friday for the new Snoop Dogg album, Missionary, that is executive produced by Dr. Dre. But again, urge everybody, digital streaming platforms, buy hard copies, go out there and get the new album by Ice Cube entitled Man Down this Friday, November 22nd. D Nice, I2G Hip Hop signing off. Peace.